This conference will now be recorded.
So in the last class, we are looking into Azure boards, and we successfully created your epics, your features, right, your designs, your backlog product items, and your task as well. And we're also able to, see the kind of a workflow with respect to each and every things what we have in here. So we are able to relate the task for your designs or the designs for my features or features to my epic successfully. So I believe also we try to clone your Azure repository as well to your local machine using a Visual Studio Code, right? So let's go ahead and let's try to see one more time the same old stuff, like creating of your repository and loading them back to my local system, and we move forward from there. Yeah, so to have my things created, what I need to go with, I need to go with my Azure Devops organization here. Scroll down, you can see my Azure Devops organization. The link, click on the link over there, and so you can navigate. You'll be navigating to the next page here. So go with your default directory. Don't go with your Microsoft account. Default directory, because this is a directory where it has been tagged to your, so this is a default directory where it's been tagged to our email ID in here. So whatever we create, try to create that in your default directory. So click on your new project. So here I'm trying to create something like, web applications, private, and clicking on my create project in here. So let me go D drive, show repos. Let me delete this one. Okay, so I can see now again my boards, my repositories, all those things in here. So let's move on to my repos. So I'm trying to clone into my Visual Studio Code directly. So once I click on that, it will try to say that, do you want to open my Visual Studio Code? If you want, you can click on say yes, open your Visual Studio Code in here. So it will open up my Visual Studio Code. Now the URL will be automatically picked up, because earlier you have copied the URL and you place that in your within your Visual Studio Code in here using your clone repository option. But now it's not required. So directly your URL will be picked up in here, because what I've done in here, I have clicked on my directly on my clone Visual Studio Code. So you can either copy the URL, open your Visual Studio Code separately, and paste your URL within your Visual Studio Code. That is can be done. Or else you can directly click on my clone in my VS Code, where that will directly open up my VS Studio Code and ask you, do you want to open this extension? Yes, please go ahead and click on open it. So when I say open it, it will try to go, and now next is like what? It will try to ask me, where do you want to clone your repository? Where do you want to save the repository in your local machine? So I have to provide the path, name, all those things in here. So that's the reason being. If this is the second step, it's asking me, where do you want to go ahead, save your repository? So I'm trying to choose my D drive, my training section in here, my repos in here, and select my repos location. So this is my location where I'm trying to clone my web app repository to my local machine. So yes, I would like to open my clone repository in a new window in here. So this is a new one. I'm trying to close the earlier one. Yeah, don't save. So this is my new things what I have in here. So with this, see, this is my folder got created, and within my folder I don't see anything in here. Similarly, go back here, I can see it's got created today, 7th of March, 8:43 a.m. in the morning. So double click inside that. You can either add, as I told you, you can add your sample file in here, sample file, and if you want, you can add your content in here as well. So saying that this is a sample file, or this line from local machine. Save it and close it. So you can find the same thing when you, whatever you're trying to write in here, you can find the same thing available within my Visual Studio Code as well. See, I can see my sample.txt, and I can see this line is from my local machine. So if you want to append more things, again, you don't need to go back to my local machine here again. So you can within my Visual Studio Code, I can add the things in here. So this line is from my VS Code. So controllers. So when I say controllers, that will be saved in here, and this will be automatically just refresh your page once, and you can see your second line also is in sync within your local machine in here. Okay, so whatever you do, your Visual Studio Code and your local machine, I mean the local drive, what you're trying, where you have your place, your file in here, both the things will be in sync for sure. So what I have to do now, after that, just save one more time. And now what I want to do, I want to push to my remote register to remote repository in here. So how can you do that? So see here, I can see my source controller. Click on the source controller in here. As that I have some sample.txt where I need to push it to my remote registry. So go ahead and say that code updated, something like what are the, this is like a comments, commit comments, what you're trying to go with in here. So you can see this is a tick mark where you're trying to commit it. While committing means you're trying to confirm that yes, this particular part will be pushed to my local, to my remote registry in here. Tick mark, click on OK. So it's done. So now you don't see under changes in here. So it's been confirmed, and now that is being moved to my remote registry. So to move it again, what I do within the same source control where you have mentioned your comments and your tick mark to commit it, within same here you can see 3 dots in here, more actions. So you can clone even using this particular part in here. So you can commit here as well. So there are a lot many things we have in here. So you can now you can say push. When I say push, now in here within my repository level, I should be able to see my new code coming up in here automatically. This is sample.txt just now. Okay, so you can see the, if you want to see the content, yes, I can see my content in here. And if you want to again go and edit the things, click on edit, and you can write down something like, this line is from sorry, Azure reports. Click on commit, and some comments, whatever you want to say comments. By default you can say updated some value in here. You can put the same thing, or you can provide your own comments and save it. So now what happened, I have my things committed in here. So I can see all the versions. So if you see here, I can see 2 versions in here. So one is like it's been added, code updated, it's been added from my local repository, and this has been updated. I have been edited the things in here. Okay, so now within my within my repository I can see 3 lines in here, but with respect to my local machine, go to the list in here. When I click on my sample.txt, I can see just 2 lines, or within my the same sample.txt refresh page, double click on it, I can still see 2 lines only in here. So I did not get my, I want to make the things in sync. I want to have what are the code I have in my remote registry. I want to have the same thing within my within my local machine as well. For that reason, what I'll do, I'll go ahead and I'll try to go to my source control back in again, and you can see again you have pull. Just click on your pull button. Now it will try to pull your latest code what you have from your remote registry, and you can see my third line now in my Azure Visual Studio Code is in here. At the same time, double click on it, so I can see my third line as well. So this is like you're trying to make the things in sync in here. Again, if you want to make any changes in code in here, again you can say that this is my the similar kind of stuff, I would say. So this is second line from local machine. So go ahead, just say control S, just say control S in here. Automatically you can see something has been in here. You have where you'll be modified. So it's a modified one. So you have to go, and I want to commit this one here. So code changed or code updated, whatever you had. Provide the comments, tick mark, say yes, and finally push it. So now in here, I should be able to see my new code, what we have in the local machine in here. So you can see things in here. So every commit what you see, you can see in the history level. So all the commits, see add, you can add which code, change code, updated, edited. So all those things what you saw, you can see in here. As I showed you in the last slide, you can go ahead, you can download your previous version as well if you want. Okay. So, oh yeah, I think we have to cover branches, right? Branching strategy. After seeing this again, I got an idea. Anyway, so we can download it if you want. You can download the file. So go to the browse files in here, and you can download it if you want. I'm not able to see. Once I downloaded it, it's trying to pro. All history is getting gone. Hmm. Yeah, I can see my all my things in here. It's showing you the only one in here, but within the commits, see here, I can see again all the things in it. This is what I'm wondering. It's gone in here. So you can download the file. Again, you push back to my repository. You can push it back again. So all the commit will be there for sure. It's not like once you download it, your things will be gone in here. So even here, it may showing you the latest one. So again, show you the history again. Probably it taking time to get the things into sync in here after downloading. Only the thing is here. Okay. So now I can see again all the things in here. So I can download the file again in here. So you can again, if you download the file and just copy the connects what you have in. So what you have in here, I just have only 2 lines. Just copy the things, put in your Visual Studio Code, remove all those things, and I can repush it again. So you can see again one more new entry available in there. Okay. So this is how you can you can see based upon the things what you have, you can history, you can compare. Suppose I want to, this is my head is my latest one, with this is my previous one. See here, I can compare with. So the green one what is showing is a plus, so 4 plus over here. Similarly, if I want to go with the very earlier one, see 2 plus. So this is how you can compare the previous record with my current one. So what are the one you have? So based upon the multiple versions, you can compare and see where you are added, where you have deleted, all the things as well in here. Okay. So your history, your contents, your comparisons, everything can be done within your repository level in here. Okay. So before moving forward, before moving to my CI/CD pipelines, I would like to go ahead and I would like to cover my branching strategy within your GitHub, and then we'll come back in here again. Okay. So let me open my GitHub account. So for today, I'm trying to delete this one. So any questions, guys, for this one before deleting it? It's up to just what we saw today. Pulling and pushing the things and downloading the things again, comparing all the things.
Shrikant here.
Yes, Shrikant.
Is it similar like Bitbucket, right? I think so.
Sorry?
Is it like similar like Bitbucket, right? Bitbucket in branching strategies. So
Your
which
voice
is
is
similar to it.
breaking.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, Shrikant, could you please repeat? Hello?
Hello?
Shrikant, can you
Not
type
able to see
in?
you?
Can you
Sure,
type in
definitely.
the chat box?
Yeah, okay.
Your voice is completely breaking. Guys, can you hear me voice properly, or even my voice is breaking?
Yeah, we are good, Shyam.
Yeah. It's similar to your Bitbucket, but that is different one. So the Bitbucket, the same thing. Wherever you go, Bitbucket is again what's a kind of a different repository. I believe it's a Google, right? A Bitbucket related one. So your GitHub, your Bitbucket, your Azure repository. All these are what different repositories you have in here. So that's it, nothing more than that. It's a similar things what we can do. So everywhere, even your GitHub also, you can see about different commits, different versions. You can download your files again. So here, only thing is like the difference between Bitbucket, what we search, like only the different repositories, but one in my GitHub and one in my Azure Git in here. That's it, nothing more than that. The destinations are different, but the way you process our things are same. So what you said is also correct. Okay. So now I'm going back. I'm trying to delete this one because today I think with GitHub, maybe not only today, even tomorrow also we can see the same thing in here. Okay. So now going back to my
Sham.
yeah, mother sir.
Yeah, do we need to install GitHub to transfer from Visual Studio? I mean to push.
Yeah. So if you remember, I believe I already told you to install your Git CLI or
Okay,
GitHub desktop.
sure. I think so. I did. Let me see. There are like so many apps.
Yeah, GitHub. Yeah, see, we have mentioned three Ys: Git CLI, GitHub desktop, and Visual Studio Code. So we have to install all the three things within your system to handle your commands in here. Okay. So now I'm going back to my GitHub account. Okay. So I think I did not sign out. For that reason, I'm able to get that in directly into my account in here. So now here, whenever you see any kind of repository in here, so what you see is like, you can see something like your main. See, you have something like main in here. So what is this main in here? So when you even trying to push your things, right, with respect to any branch in here, you are able to see something like your main, right? So what is this main? When you're trying to push it within your GitHub as well. So what we have done, so we are able to say that git push in here. So when you're pushing it, it's pushing to again the same old, the main branch in here. So what is this one in here? So in generally, with respect to my, with respect to my GitHub, when you talk about this particular part, so we have multiple branches. Okay. So your branching strategy in here. Strategy. So this one, what so this is strategy like, but default you'll be seeing like one branch in here, one branch called as your main branch. So main branch means, in generally this has been treated as your production branch in here. Okay, or it's a default branch, I would say. This is a default branch, and generally within real-time environment you can treat this as your production branch. So that is the reason when you're trying to push anything to my repositories using a GitHub, so that will be treated as a main branch in here. For example, let me try to create one more repository in here. Go back to home, clicking on the icon in here. I'm trying to create a new thing in here. I would say BRANCH branch demo rep, for example. So public, try to add a file, clear repository. So I got in here. So if you see here, by default, what you see, main branch. Now what I'm trying to copy my URL in here and opening my Visual Studio Code in here. So I would like to clone it. So again, go to source controller, or you can see some clone. Click on clone. Since it's already open, I'm using this option here. So I'm trying to paste my URL in here, hit on enter. So it's asking you, when you say it on enter, it's asking you where do you want to clone your repository. So I'm trying to provide the same again, same path where I want to clone my things in here. So repos, select the repository in here. So it's trying to clone my things back into my local machine. So I'm trying to open a new window in here. and I'm trying to close my older one. It's not really required for me anymore. Yeah, so now I can see my branch demo rep is a new folder has been created in here within my repository level. I can see my new things created. Under that I can see a demo file, some demo file in here, so readme.md file in here. So this is what, like, I'm trying to get my things back into my local machine. So now what I want to do is, like, I want to delete this one. I don't want to have this file. Hit on the delete button. Yes, move to recycle build, done it. Now I want to create a new file in here. So again, same sample, and within my sample file, this line added from VS code. Okay, sorry, this code added from my VS code in here. So you can say Control S. You saved it. So again, the same procedure, guys. You saved it. Now what I want to do, I want to push it. So go to my source control again here. So provide some comments at the code, update it, and when you tick mark in here, tick mark and say click on yes. So after committing it, what you want to do, you have to push it, right? But where you pushing it? So I am trying to push it to my just same branch demo repository in here. But within my same repository, where you pushing it in here, I'm pushing into my main branch. See, even in Visual Studio Code as well, at the bottom, you can see main branch in here. So what is the meaning of this one? So, for every application, for every, the application or every and things work project level, what you're trying to work in here, we'll be having mainly 3 environments. The first is my dev environment, where you can go ahead and you can create the code and push it and see whether it's working fine or not. So your testing purpose, so all those things, because I cannot go and try to push my code directly to my production environment, right? Because there, to push my code to my production environment, we should have the approvals from my lot many people in here, your LOBs, your the business analyst, everything. Everybody should go ahead and look into the code, review the code, see the test results, and everything is looking good. Then I would like to go and put it into my production environment. For example, you see here you have a YouTube. Okay, so what is YouTube in here? This is my production environment. This is my live environment where my end user can go ahead and use it. So it's not like people simply go and push my things. End user can do anything in here. They can say anything in here. It's not like that. So for sure, what I need to do, I need to test this application first. Is it really working fine or not? If I click on this option here, is really taking to my expected things or not? See, each and every pinpoint of things I need to go and check it out. So it's not like we have to directly go and push it to cannot make my I cannot try the things. I cannot push my trial version to my end users, because if end user does not like it, end user means we are the end users who are trying to access your application, who are trying to enjoy the contents within your application here. If you trying to push something which is not really friendly user one, which is not good one, then your end user may not like. So once the mouth talk went out saying that YouTube doesn't looks good, don't open that, waste of time, then nobody will look into that. Then your business is totally, you'll be end up in losses in here. For that reason, what you have to do, you have to create the environment, you have to try to see the things, how your application is running. First of all, test the things. When you click on any one of my icon, when I click on any of my video, is it getting played or not? See, each and every pinpoint of thing has to be tested before pushing into my live environment, where when you the live environment, production environment, where my end users can use it. So for that reason, what I have to do, I have to create a specific environment similar to my live environment, so that I can go ahead, run my application, create my code, push it, and run my application in here and see how the test results are, and check for the results. So everything is looking good, then yes, this will be moved as saying that yes, my client says that my results are looking good, my website is looking fine, my application is running good in here. Just go ahead and provide the access to my end users now. Go ahead, open it in your you can provide the access to all of my customers who want to go and enjoy the content what is there in the YouTube. So they'll never, nobody will try to push your code directly to my live environment or whatever things in here. Or else, for example, so this is my Visual Studio Code portal. So think that they're trying to add a new feature in here, or they're trying to develop this particular application here. If they directly provide their access to me, and if I click on something and it's not working fine for me, what happens? So if suppose this is not my so friendly user in here, then what will happen? Automatically, your customers who are want to place their application within your cloud level, they'll be gone. So they'll be looking for some other cloud provider saying that Azure doesn't looks good. There's something wrong with that particular website over there. It will always trying to say the site can't be reached or something went wrong. So I don't like that Azure anymore. So people will going out. So you will be losing lot many people, lose lot many customers in here. So nobody will push your things directly. Nobody will provide you access to us without proper testing, without getting a proper results. Nobody will directly give you the access. Okay. So for proper testing, to run the application, to checking the results, similar to your prod, you need to have create one more environment called as dev environment in here, or else I would say it's a dev branch in here. So this is like what? This is your own testing, your unit testing, because you have developed that. So you will be doing your own testing in here. So everything will be done by you only. But once you do this particular part, my development in here, so you can't say that my testing systems are good, so I can directly push into my prod environment or directly provide access to my end users. No. So what, who need to approve that, who need to confirm that just your testing is good. So this test results what you saw is been done by you only, but nobody else. So what they want to is like client want to do the testing. So client want to check whether the application is running fine or not. So client will have their own team, like testing team they having, and they will try to check whether everything looking good or not in here. So where do this check all the things? Do they come to your environment where you have the code and everything in here, or they will be pushing your code to some other branch? Yes, here dev environment is purely for my developers. Dev environment is like your playground for your developers. So apart from developers, nobody will access this one. So even your testers. So for seeing the exact test results or for your respective client in here, they need to move to my QA branch. So quality analysis. So quality analysis in here. So this is a different branch where you can go ahead again, you push your code in here, run the application, and finally checks for the results. The same old thing what you have done in here, do the same thing within your QA environment as well. So push the code, run the application, check for the results. So who will do this particular part? Your testing team will do that. You will be not the one who will do. So you have to wait and see what your testing team will provide you the results. If the team says that yes, it's looking good, then I'll be moving to my prod branch, or I would say it's a main branch, or sometimes it will be a master branch. Okay, so mainly a master you can see within your Azure repository, main within your GitHub repository, but or else you can also call it as a prod branch. So this your QA, once you get the approvals from your client, once the client says by seeing the results what you have done in your QA branch, yes, they're looking good, I'm signing off. So go ahead and push your code and run your application, and no need to check in results anymore. So you're trying to place your thing within your main branch where your end user, like customers like us, will go ahead and access the application in here. So once here one more round of testing part is done in here, then the client says looking good for me and all the testers are looking really good for me, go and push my code and run the application directly in your live environment. Run the application in live environment. Like people like us can go using internet, open your YouTube and see the videos inside that, search for the videos, enjoy your content over there. Okay, so this is a cycle will happen in here, guys. So new development, do it in your development branch, do your own testing in here. Unit testing, do your own testing and check for the results. So, but you are not the one who can confirm it. Who need to confirm that? Your client has to confirm. For that reason being, I'll try to push my code, or I'll try to create one more virtual machine within my QA environment, push the code over there, run the application, and check for the results. And if they're tested based upon the testing team results, if they say that, okay, I found a bug so and so, when I'm trying to see, when I click on my one of the video, it's not playing. What happened? It says that the video is not available. It says that some issue we have in here. Okay, then what happened? So immediately, whenever they found a bug in here, so you will try to make that particular check within your dev branch, because it's the same code you have in both the branches, right? QA branch, dev branch will be having the same code in here. So what are the branch code you created in that? You push the same code in here. So push a code from dev branch and run the application here. So since you found the bug in your QA branch, since you have the same code available in your dev branch, within the dev branch, you'll try to run one more time and seize the issue and fix the bug. And again, you'll try to push your updated code from my dev branch to my QA branch again. So it's updated code. It's a new code now. Again, run the application, check for the results. Now, testers may say that yes, it's looking good now. When it's saying looking good, then you'll move to my next branch. Or if they find any other bugs, again you'll go to the dev branch, make the changes to the code, send the updated code to my QA branch, test results. Until your testing team confirms that yes, everything is looking good for me, no changes required anymore, then your things will be moved to my main branch in here. So this is generally how it goes in general in any real-time environment, any project level, wherever you go in here. So nobody directly write your code in your main branch as we see in here. I just add a file in here, and where you find heading file and where do you want to push it? To my main branch. At the bottom you can see it's a main branch directly trying to go within here. Main means it's a production branch. So I would say it's a default branch will be created for us in here, but in generally I don't want to push my main branch directly, because if you push it, automatically the things will be reflected in your repository, and based upon that your application status may change in your live environment, which is not really correct. So I have to do my proper testing and everything, one more round of testing again, and then only you have to go to the main branch. In that scenario, I do not find my QA branch or my dev branch within my Visual Studio Code in here, or within my GitHub in here. Do you find? I can see only one main branch in here. I don't find in here. How can I feed my things in here? So I don't want to push to my main. I want to push my things to my dev in here. So how can you do that? So two ways you can do it in here, guys. So one thing is like using your git CLI as well. Using git CLI, using your command line as well, you can create a branch. Or you can, using a Visual Studio Code, you can create a branch in here. So Visual Studio Code is like, it's a kind of user interface. It's like your normal way you can go and create a thing. How can you create using Visual Studio Code? See at the bottom you can see main, right? Just click on that. When you click on the main at the bottom, you can see I'm trying to circle up the main in here with my pointer. So when you click on this one, you can see opens in the create new branch. Or see this main branch already have in here. Okay, so now what I want to create a new branch, click on the create new branch and provide the name like dev underscore br, dev branch in here. Hit on enter. Hit on enter. So once you say dev branch, see I can see at the bottom now dev underscore br. Dev underscore br. So what I'm trying to do now, I'm trying to handle a sample.txt file in here, and inside this I try to write what is that? This line added from a Visual Studio Code. So this is the new one where I want to push to. So within my repository level, with the same repository, I can see some readme.md file in here, and said that I can see some, the repository name in here. Apart from this file, I don't see any files in here. Again, this is existing in where? In my main branch. But what I'm trying to do now, I have deleted my readme.md file, and I created my new file called sample.txt, and within the sample.txt I mentioned something this line added from Visual Studio in here, and this particular file where I want to push to, I want to push to my dev branch. So how can you create a new branch? Just click on your branch name at the bottom. You can see new branch, provide the name, hit and enter. Automatically my new branch will be created, and that is being pointed at the bottom in here. See where I'm trying to check out. See my checkout branch. Checkout is to my dev, dev_br branch in here. So now, as usual, let's go ahead and save the things. Save the things. Go to source controller. Now I want to go ahead and say that code added. Just say tick mark. There's no changes to commit. Okay. Let me add one more. Probably this is second line. Controllers. Okay. Now click on the source controller. Code added. Set tick mark. You can say commit. So as usual, just follow same procedure, commit. But while pushing it, where you're pushing it, see the bottom is dev branch. So while you're pushing it, see what it says. It says that was within my remote registry, within my GitHub remote repository level, I see only one branch, that is main. I don't see the branch name called dev_br. This is only you created. I don't know how it came out, but I don't see that in my no remote branch in here, as no remote branch. So do you want to publish it? Do you want to create the branch in my reports main remote repository and try to place the same file over there? Okay, yes, I do want to do the same thing in here. So let it go. It's created. Now go back here. Now you can see here, earlier you can see only, let me refresh. Now within main branch, I can see my dev_branch as well. Okay, so within my main branch, as usual, I can see the same old MD file, all those things in here. Now if you click on your dev branch, see, I can see my sample.txt, and within the sample.txt, I can see my files in here. So this branch is different, and my main branch, by default branch, my main branch is different. What happened? Alright. What happened now? So I can see two branches here now, one main branch and my dev branch in there. Within my dev branch, I can see my, as expected, what I pushed it, the same thing I can see in here. Same content also, I can see the same thing in here. But when you come to your main branch, something issue happened. Within your main branch, again I can see the same old file in here. Okay, so now again what I want to do, I want to push my code from my dev branch to my QA branch. So this is like from local to dev, that's okay. But within your, within your repository level, now I want to push from my main to dev, sorry, my dev to QA branch. So how can I create my QA branch in here? So see here, if you want to create anything in here, find or create a branch. See what it's saying, find or create a branch in here. So I am trying to write something like QA_br. But guys, when you're trying to create any branch in here, you cannot create an empty branch anywhere, not only within your GitHub, even your Azure repository or anywhere, you cannot create a empty branch in here. So the branch can be created based upon some content, so based upon the different branch in here. So QA branch is saying, create a branch from my main branch, or view all branches in here. See, active branches, dev branch in your main branch in here. So choose which one you want to choose in here. So you can choose, this is 21 minutes ago, this is my 3 minutes ago. So here you're trying to create a new branch. For example, let me choose my main only. Okay, so I would like to create, okay, it's gone, okay, no problem. QA BR, and let me go, and by default it will be showing you main branch. Okay, I'm trying to choose main. That means within your QA branch as well, you will be seeing the same content what you have in your main branch. What you have in main branch as of now, within my main branch, I can see my readme.md file in here, and within my readme.md file, this is the what content I have inside there. The same thing I should see now for my QA branch as well. So go back and yeah, create branch from a main in here. So now it's been created, and inside my QA branch as well, I can see the same readme.md file in here. So choose a, see now I can see main branch, dev branch, and QA branch. Within the QA branch, the same thing what I see in my main branch here, because I just copied from a main branch. Means what are the content you have in your main branch, based upon that I am able to create my QA branch in here. But if you go with the dev branch, the things will be different, because this is the content you added from your local machine in here. Okay, so now what you did, what happened, like you are able to see the things here perfectly, and now I want to push my code from my dev branch to my QA branch. So my things are looking good in here. I want to push my to dev to QA. How can you do that? So that particular part can be done using your pull request option in here. See, pull request. So pull request is something like you're trying to pull the content from one branch to another branch in here. So just click on your pull request. So here, since you already have a new code came from your local machine, it's trying to say compare and pull request. I don't want to go with this one here. So create a new pull request. So now from where to where? See, I would like to go from my dev branch Guys, can you hear me? Jitendra or Shiva, can you hear me?
Yes, 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 Shyam.
Okay. So Mudha sir, I believe you have internet issues. Probably I can see cross mark on your name. That means like, you don't have any audio. Let me. Others can hear. So please check your internet. System every time will show you for only. Okay. So now you can see here again the comments. See the commits, how many commits you want to go with, everything in here. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to create a pull request. So from where to where? From dev branch to my QA branch in here. So dev to QA. And at the same time, how many times we have committed? See, I can see code updated, code added in here. So two things. So you can see your, the copy, the kind of things in here. Or I believe you can download the things as well, as you did in your, with respect to my Azure repository. So you can go ahead, click on any one of the thing in here. You can see the differences. Somewhere should have for download the things. View file. Go to file. Yeah, somewhere should have a download. Generally, you don't do with this part here. So with respect to my branch dev, some issue with my GitHub today somehow. Okay, so for now, let me create a pull request. Let me push it and see what's happening in here. So pulling a pull request, new pull request in here. So I'm trying to move from where? From my dev to my QA branch, dev to my QA. So once you do that, it show you enough the things what you have in here. So there is no difference between these two things. It doesn't see any difference in here. Yeah, I can see this is a this has been deleted, this file has been deleted, and I can see new file has been added in here. Okay, because I have deleted my readme.md file, and I can see a new sample file has been added in here. This is my sample file. So this is my sample file, this is my readme.md file. So these are the two changes will be happened. This is the based upon these changes only the things will be reflected in my QA branch in here. Yes, I want to do the same thing here, no problem. Go ahead and try to create a pull request in here. So before creating a pull request, it's helping us to understand what may happen with your QA branch. So two changes files, one is deleted and another one is sample file text will be added in here. So I want to move from dev to my QA. Just go ahead and click on my create pull request. So now again, create pull request in here. Checking for ability. Yeah, see now merge pull request. Merge means it has created the process. Now you have to trigger the process. To trigger it, I want to say go and click on merge pull request in here. So do you want to say confirm merge? Yes, go ahead and confirm merge in here. So what has happened now? My things, what I have in my dev branch, that has been moved to my QA branch now. Since you have the code, the latest code in your QA branch, do you require any more with your dev branch in here? In generally, if it's a one-time process, not really required because my updated code now is available in my QA branch. But that reason is saying that you're all set. The dev underscore branch can be safely deleted. But this is not a one-time process, right? Every time you may be getting updated code in here. So don't delete your branch in here. So even though it's asking you to delete it, it's not required. Don't delete that particular part in here. So my merging is successfully done. My pull request successfully merged and closed as well in here. So if you go back to my code in here, now let's see within my main branch as usual, I can see the same old code. Within my dev branch, I can see my sample.txt as expected. Now let's see what you have in your QA branch. So within my QA branch, I should see the same file, see sample.txt, just 12 minutes ago what you have in here. Okay, so you earlier you have readme.md file in here, which is got deleted and it's been updated with what? Sample.txt. That is what it showed you while you're trying to push your code from my dev to QA in here. So now again, I want to push my code from QA to my main branch. So in QA, what I have sample.txt, and within my main, I have readme MD file, which is a very older version of code we have in here. So again, go to my pull request, create new pull request in here. Now I would like to move my things from QA branch to my main branch in here. So create my pull request. Create a pull request, confirm, merge pull request and confirm merge. So now it's trying to see pull request successfully merged and closed. So now your updated code is available within your main branch. You can clearly say that your QA branch can be deleted if required, but don't do this again. So if you go back to the code now again, now see within the main branch, I can see my sample.txt added within my main branch in here. Okay, so now all the branches are in sync. So this is my QA branch. Now dev branch. This is my dev branch. Every branch I can see my things are in in sync in here. Okay. So now I want to make the things again. So I want to make my things again back in. So what I'll do, go back here, try to add new things into. This is the third line from VS Code, for example. So click on your save button or control S. Either the thing is same in here. So go to my source controller and I'm trying to say code updated for third time, something like this. Tick mark, yes. Now I want to push it. So you're pushing this one. See at the bottom, we're trying to push my dev branch in here. So again, because I would like to start with my dev branch, make the testing and things, everything happen, and then push my code to my QA branch. Again, make the things happen, and finally to my production branch. Okay. So currently, what you see at the bottom in here, to that particular branch, my code will be sent out. So push it. So it's been pushed. You go back. Now refresh your page one more time. Now check your dev branch. See, I can see my, this is the third line from Visual Studio Code in here. But with respect to my QA, I can see only 2 lines. With respect to my main, I can see only 2 lines in here. Now what I want to do, I want to push my dev branch code to my QA branch, or from a QA to my production. So what you do, you can create your pull request. So new pull request from my dev to my QA. But if you can choose even main as well, not a problem. But as per the standards, dev to QA first, and then create my pull request. Code update for third time, the same comment what you get from your, when you what you mention it in your Visual Studio Code. Create my pull request in here. Now merge, confirm merge. That's it. Now if you go back to my code again, you should be able to see within my QA branch as well, I should be able to see my 3 lines in here. So my QA and my dev both are in sync. So, but my main branch has only 2 lines again. So what I want to do, again I want to push my things to my main branch again. So go pull request, new pull request in here. So now it's from my QA branch to my main branch in here. So create my pull request, create, merge pull request, confirm merge. So merging means like making the things in sync in here. So completed successfully. You go back to my code in here again. So within my main branch, when you click on your sample, I can see my 3 lines coming up again in here. So everywhere now what I see, I can see my code in sync in again. Within my dev, within my QA, within my main branch, wherever you go, I can see my code is in sync. Okay. So this is about your branching strategy, guys. The same thing can be applicable for your Azure repository as well. So you can push your things, or you can no need to push it directly to my main branch. Within the Azure level, when you go with your repository, you can see the repository called as master branch. So mainly you can see master. So master is, you can see in Azure repository, you may see in your Git repository in here. So in generally, these repositories have been considered as my production environment, or these are nothing but my default branches which will be created for us. But to make sure everything is looking perfect, before pushing my things to my main branch or in here, we would like to create 2 more branches within your Azure repository, within your repositories in here. And based upon that, what we are trying to do, we are trying to push your code to my dev branch first, and then to my QA branch, and finally to my master branch. So you can do the same old stuff what you have done in your GitHub within your Azure level as well. Understood? So this is about the branching strategy, guys. So any questions? Okay. So tomorrow we'll continue with the respect to part what we just saw. We'll try to create a Azure repository again in here, and we will see how can you run your things. How can you, the CI pipeline, the CD pipeline. We slowly look into your actual stuff what we need for your Azure repository. So tomorrow what I'll do, like I'll try to place your .NET code, the sample .NET code what I have with me. I'll try to send this particular code. I think if you have the total, that folder, you might be having this particular code as well inside that. So this is the code which I got from my Google. I just download from Google in here. So using this particular code, I would like to create my own CI pipeline manually, CD pipeline also manually, but not using your YAML, by using some other option called as classic editor. So over there, I'll explain you what you have within your CI pipeline and what you have in your CD pipeline, and all those things slowly we'll try to see and see what will happen over there. Okay. So we'll try to see, it's a very important concept with respect to my Azure, because the CI and CD pipeline redaction will be started here only. Anyway, we already saw basic things with respect to CI/CD using your, using your GitHub and your build job and deployment job, which has been done successfully automatically. Even your web application is created automatically in your within your Azure level in here using your DevOps starter concept. But coming to my Azure repository, nothing will be automated. I mean, like, you have to provide to create your web application in here. You have to provide those details while creating your CI/CD pipelines. The deployment will be automated in here. So we'll see how it goes slowly one after one in here. Okay. So any questions, guys, before winding up? Okay, then we can wind up for today. We'll meet tomorrow again with your back to my Azure repository. We'll see how it goes from there. Okay. Thank you, guys. Then have a great day ahead, and we'll meet tomorrow same time back. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.